with today, great way to start the first game. You're always a little nervous with the first game, and especially when you're playing a team that you respect. Central Arkansas, Coach Pennell does a great job, and they're gonna contest for with conference championship and be one of the top teams. They return a lot. They went on a foreign tour, so we knew a bigger team than most of your mid-major conference teams, and we were concerned about the glass, but won't guarantee we'll always shoot 55%. But when you do and you have 25 assists and you rebound defend like we did today, obviously not a lot to be upset with. The good thing is a lot of people got a chance to play with fouls, and you got a lot of film now to work and get better with some areas.
Scott, y'all jumped out to a 19-0 lead. Was a lot of that just the guys knowing each other, just having a good chemistry already going?
Well, if we knew what that was, we would make sure it happened every time. So some games it's just hard to score and get that first bucket. For us, I think it was real important to come out aggressive. And when we came out aggressive and we're able to get in transition, that really helped us offensively get some of them jitters off and out. And then when you're playing defense and you're into it like that, that allows the other nerves to kind of settle quicker. Well, I think you really look at it, and I mean, Jared was phenomenal with 8 for 12 from 3 and 10 for 14. But I mean, Maceo 4 for 6 from 3, Devontae 3 for 4 from 3. Matt was 2 for 2 from 3. Sometimes as a coach, you're like, we need to save some of those, you know. So, but again, free throw shooting sometimes can be contagious. 3-point shooting can be as well, and they're a very good 3-point shooting team, and that's why very pleased with our 4 for 23 defense, holding them from the 3-point line. That was really critical.
You've obviously seen a lot of Maceo and Davion, but this is really our first time to see them. What did you see from them today?
Well, I thought first of all, after sitting out, you know they're anxious, you know they're excited, and you're always a little concerned that they're going to have some nerves, and you just want them to play like they do in practice and relax. And I think Davion really set the tone defensively and allowed us to get stops and get into transition. And then Maceo, he always could score, but he's really improved his defense and rebounding, and to have 10 rebounds is tremendous. And Devontae to have 7 rebounds, if you can get 17 rebounds from those two, that's really good.
Scott, with your 4 guards, you didn't seem like it drops off no matter what lineup you have in there. What's that freedom like to be able to kind of mix and match based on the matchups?
Well, your biggest strength always can be your biggest weakness. So as long as the 3 of them play for each other, I think it works out really well. When you where the coach's challenge will always be who we have in it the last end of the game, who's getting that shot, and a lot depends on how the game's going. So as long as they're locked in and keep believing in each other and putting each other first, it'll be tremendous, because like you said, you can put any one of the 4 in, and they're not always going to have on-night shooting, but the assist, the defense, and the rebounding hopefully is consistent with them.
How did you feel Tristan looked in his first action in a long time? He didn't shoot a lot, but
Yeah, I think Tristan was tough early on because he got in foul trouble. He got the 2 fouls, and then we sat him, and then we ended up after one thing coming back from his injury. He's not really good when he sits for long periods of time, so we just decided to keep him out for the first half. And then second half, I thought it was really good how he was able to play with 4 fouls and not get in foul trouble. But we've seen in practice he's had moments where he was Tristan of old, and then he's had moments where he's still getting the rust off, and that's why I think it's important. Again, we all know he's just coming back. When you train for a marathon, you don't train for a couple weeks and run it. That's a long process, so it's a long process for him. He will keep getting better and better with time, and Freddie was really pleased with what he was able to do. His rehab was a little bit different. He was able to do a little more non-contact stuff, which made it a little quicker to recover from, but very impressed with what he was able to do today.
So with Tristan, it's going to be a lot of management here in the non-conference. Is that what it's going to be? And do you have to talk him at all, because I know he wants to be going and going.
Yeah, I don't think there's any management. It's just if normally when people get 2 fouls in the first half, you tend to be a little more selective because you don't want them to have a third, and then now in the second half they can't play. So that's kind of a feel. And for him, we'd have put him back in the first half. But again, I know when he sits out for a long time and gets cold, at that point we just chose to wait till second half. But I thought defensively he did a very good job. And again, he's going to he's going to have a lot better game statistically coming up. We know that, but the fact that I think just everybody knows that it's going to take a little time. That's the important thing, and it's like a parent. You want to protect your kids. Coaches want to protect their players, and they know it's going to take some time. And the big thing is us keep winning while he keeps getting better and better.
Scott, with their defensive focus a lot on Tristan, maybe even more on the inside attack, did that open it up for the outside shooters, or is this what we're going to see from this team?
Well, I think definitely people will pick their poison, and that to be good, you can't just be one-dimensional. And so as they do a better job contesting threes or taking that away, that allows your bigs more space and more opportunity to play one-on-one, and that's something that Tristan is able to do right now. Is you guard him one-on-one, usually he's going to get a bucket. So it's kind of like a wide receiver that they're going to double. It opens it up for the other receivers.
What do you take away from today's game preparing for Washington coming up later this week?
First of all, a smile, some excitement from the standpoint you're happy everybody played well. Then when we get on the bus at 3 o'clock, start breaking down film, try to find ways to get us better, and make sure everybody knows it's one game, it's not the season. And as you know, we tend to sometimes overreact on a big win or a big loss, and just make sure that they're grounded and know it's all a process, and we got a long way to go. And the great thing is Washington is one of the most talented teams in the country, and you can look at the NBA draft boards, and they got a couple of their guys on there for a reason. They're really good players. So it's a great opportunity. It's a bucket list for me to be able to go up there and give back to the soldiers for what they sacrifice and do for us. And our players are so good with doing those kind of things too, and really enjoy it. So it's going to be really a neat experience. I know our guys will love the uniforms. I had a chance to see them, and they'll be fired up for that.
Scott, you obviously have so many veterans, it's got to be hard to pick a starting lineup. But you brought Vidal and Bandu off the bench. What did you like about them in that?
Well, I think with us, starters really. I mean, we got a lot of different guys that can start, so we're really not concerned with the starting. It's more combinations, who plays well, who's playing well those days. So for us, we don't look at it as we have 5 starters or 6 or 7. We look at it as we got a great team with a lot of depth, and it really doesn't matter. And I tell you what I really loved was introducing everybody and letting everyone come out. I wish we did that all the time. I don't know if we can do that or not. We'll work on that.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, what do you think about the elementary school kids?
Elementary school kids, I tell you what, they learned a lot today. Hopefully they learned to come to a lot of basketball games the rest of their life. They learned to come to school here at Baylor if they choose to go to college. But also hopefully they look down and were able to see some role models, some guys that played hard, played as a team, and they always bring great excitement. And I know our guys are always really excited because they remember when they were that age and they watched their first college games and how much it meant to them. So they were really excited about that opportunity to give back. So I don't know. We'll just invite them for every game if it's up to me.
Just looked really good from the start.
I think it's a combination of things, like you said, the Italy trip and the experience. But we definitely focused and locked in on defense, and that was one of our points of emphasis going into the game. And we locked in, and we knew the scout pretty well. So, you know, we try to get 3 stops in a row every time, and that's what we did. So.
Jared, you guys, I know it's just one game, but look like you're moving a lot faster on offense and being more aggressive. Is that because of the kind of the multiple guard look you guys are playing this year, or what do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I attribute that to how well our guards are and how much we pay attention in practice, how much we play together, and how much we compete against each other, and we know, what each other likes and what type of position we want to put them in. So that's just a feel, and we all got great feel as guards, and Tristan and Freddie, they got great feel too. So that's just a combination of that.
Maceo, how anxious were you to play, and how did it feel to be out there?
I was pretty anxious going into the game. I had a little bit of trouble sleeping last night, but it felt great to go back out there and join the team, join my brothers, and play against a different team.
You obviously set out last year. I mean, did you learn a lot through that, or did you learn how everybody plays and how you can play with them?
Yes, sir. I watched a lot of film last year, played against these guys in practice, learned a lot of these guys' strengths and how they like to play, where they want the ball, things like that, and what they want me to do on offense if they're driving the gap and things and different things like that. So, I got a pretty good feel of how guys are and how the coaches are as well.
Jared, just talk about 30 points. You got 8 3-pointers, and you weren't the only one hitting 3-pointers.
Yeah.
You got a lot of.
No, we talk about this all the time. It just so happened that I got the lucky bounce and I got the lucky kick out threes from offensive rebounds. And next night it might be Mesa. Next night it might be Davion. Next night it might be Bandu. So it's just a combination of how well we put time in the gym and how well we share the ball. And we all, when we know somebody's got it going, we all try to get them the ball too. So it's just happened to be my night.
Does that add knowing that not only it could be somebody's night every night, but you have the ability for all those many guys to step up whenever the numbers call?
It's fun going into the game. When you sub out, it's not going to be a let off, and if you're not going, that just because you're not going, your team's not going to lose, and that's a great feeling going to the bench. And when you sub out for a guy, he's going to do just what you want to do. So, yeah.
Basically, I guess next game heading up to Alaska. What do you think about making such a big trip early, and you feel like you guys are ready for that?
I think we're ready. I think the foreign tour helped us. The 2 scrimmages that we have were very competitive, so I think that'll help us out a lot. And I think that it will be a good step for our program to go and compete against a good Pac-12 team.
Jared, what you saw today, do you feel like this team is ready to go up and compete against a team like Washington?
Without a doubt. I think we got all the pieces. We got all the schemes and coaching staff and things like that. And we worked hard this summer. We worked hard this whole fall. So I just can't wait.
Tristan, coming back, he didn't shoot a lot today, but how much of a difference does it have just having him out there and what you guys can do in the future with him?
He's just a attention grabber, and that takes the pressure off us. And we know when we throw it inside that more than likely he's going to kick it back out because he's not selfish. So. He's just, people you got to guard him. You can't just, leave him alone. And he just helps us out, and we try to feed him the ball as much as possible. So.
Jared, as many changes there, how good of a start is this for you guys to get out there and do it in a real game and kind of get on a good start like this?
Oh, it's a great feeling, despite last year, what happened and how we felt going into the locker room after the game. And, man, it's grateful. We glad that we got to a great start. It's important. I think it's really important. But with that being said, it also doesn't matter the way you start, but how you finish. So.
Jared, what sets this team apart from the team last year?
Ooh, that's a tough question. But that's a really tough question because I love the last year's team a lot, and I think I'm going to love this team a lot too. So I think maybe I would say experience because I didn't have a lot of experience. Just so many different guys that didn't know each other at all, and I think this year we spent more than 1 year with each other before playing. And I think that's a big difference.